All right, hey guys. So I know I told you a while ago that part of the reason I don't get as many videos out as I want to is I'm always end up with projects around the house that consume a lot more of my time off from my regular job than I anticipate. So this week had 3 projects. This one's pretty easy just because my microwave has got 2 lights on the bottom of it, and this one right here was out, so I just had to replace that bulb. But this is what this bulb looks like. So I had to go try to hunt this down at Lowe's, and a 3-pack from them was like 12 bucks. So since I replaced one, I replaced them both. And then I got a spare, and I got one that's, good, but I don't know how good for how long. So I just figured replace them both, and then I'm covered. This was my first project of the week. So installing this new faucet and actually the soap dispenser. So that soap dispenser looks like it belongs there, right? It actually wasn't there until late Wednesday night. Washing dishes on Wednesday, and the faucet was like old as hell, right? Like a lot of things when I bought this house. I mean, the fridge I had in this house was from 1987. That's the same year I was born, okay? So it's coming up on 30 years. That's an old fridge. I'm an old dude. And so the faucet, I don't know how old that thing was, but whenever you turn it to hot, it wouldn't get hot water. And I know it's not because I don't have hot water. It was just the internal mechanism of the faucet wasn't working. And so I was like, what the hell? And I was going up and down, and I was like, this damn thing. And I was getting frustrated, and the handle snapped, and it basically the internal plastic round piece broke. And because it's old and brittle plastic, you guys know how plastic gets when it gets old. So anyways, I ended up having to go replace that. So 7 o'clock at night, 7:30 at night, I'm making a trip to Lowe's. I'm under the sink until probably close to 10 p.m. actually. So I posted some of that on my Instagram story. So if you're not following me on there, there's a reason to go follow me, because this YouTube video is gonna be a few days behind. And then of course the last project was in the basement. Guys, down to this dungeon. So this is like an old basement. I don't even think it originally had concrete floors, to be honest, but it's old. It's definitely old. So I got my workbench, all my tools and stuff set up here. But sometimes we get a little water in here, so I got it set up on blocks. Like I said, it's an old basement. So this was a 2-part project, all right? So the first part of this project was actually replacing this water filter inside here. This is the water filter for the well water, okay? And it's still just got a little bit of condensation coming off of it because I did last night, and the whole freaking thing was wet. But so the first part was that, this was extremely difficult because this thing was on here so damn tight, and I didn't have a wrench that could fit these ridges properly, so that was extremely difficult. So I'm sure you guys can imagine there was a little bit of profanity, a little bit, on that thing. And then, because I knew I had to replace that filter because I was getting sediment coming through the water line, which isn't good. And it's really not good for me. I've got one of these. I love this thing, this tankless hot water heater, but this thing's real finicky, okay? So what I had to do is, there's my supplies over there, my sump pump and my hoses and everything and the buckets. So what I had to do was actually pump vinegar through the cold water inlet and then out the hot water and keep pumping through it. And I had to run that through there for about an hour and a half to get back to getting hot water, because sediment had gunked up all the lines, it had gunked up the filter, and the hot water was intermittent. And you get a little bit of hot water out of the sink, but the shower is so much more pressure and so much more of a demand on the hot water heater, you were not getting a hot shower. You were barely getting a lukewarm shower, so it was not good. And I got 3 women living in this house, 2 daughters and a wife. We need hot showers, boy. I'm telling you, we need hot showers. And the other thing is, look at this. I want you guys to look at this. Look at this ceiling here. Look at this. This is my basement. And there's my head. So I can't stand up straight in most of this basement. I constantly hit my head. As a matter of fact, I hit my head right about here on a pipe over there last night. There may have been more profanity. It was rough. But it's all good. All of this week's projects are done.